Mike Jones Beats.
BBN Jack Frost, what's up, party people? How's everybody doing today? I want to start a little bit early because I had a talk with a young lady last night, and it just, first of all, shout out to the young lady I had a talk with last night. I was going, okay, so basically, I just want to explain something to y'all. Since I came here in this hotel that I'm staying at, I'm like, where the shit is happening? Did you ever see how when that dude approached 50 Cent and was like, he want a record deal? Can you listen to my music? You gotta listen to my IG. That's the type of shit that happened to me. That happened to me kind of like twice. You understand what I'm saying? So I've been really off-putting from the people that's in the neighborhood that I'm staying in currently. And I think that's unfair of me. I think that even though I had that experience with that mofo, those two individuals, I don't think that I should have. I'm walking around expecting that type of negative, fucked up energy. And I think I'm wrong for that. So, hold on, I gotta hit one of these lights, y'all. This shit is all in my face. This is not working. Shout out to this shit. I don't know. I guess I like both of the lights on. Let's go. So, I wanted to start this live early to say, first I want to say shout out to Homegirl. I was walking on the block. I'll explain the whole situation real quick. What up, Shannon? What up, everybody? I'm gonna explain the situation real quick, and then we're gonna go through the regular morning festivities. I was under the okay. As y'all have already noticed and seen from the situation that happened in Bryant Park, the one that we was live with, and another situation happened besides that we weren't live with, that there are individuals that for whatever their reason is, they think that I could sign them to a record deal. That's not what I do. I don't sign people to record deals. If you come to me with a rap that you've written, there's so much more that you have to do before you even bring to me anything that I can help you with what I do on this particular platform. I literally have people coming up to me being super aggressive. Like, I think that this is just this new age way to talk to people, and I think I need to take it a little bit less personal. But the individuals was coming up to me with all kind of different fucked up energy instead of just like really talking, like real talk. I speak to people who recognize me all the time, and they just come up to me and they talk like regular people. Half of the time, I don't even know they recognize me until we halfway into a conversation, just to be honest with you. So maybe because of those occurrences that I had, I need to reevaluate the way in which I'm outwardly emoting towards people. I'm really standoffish right now, besides whatever other bullshit I got going on that's extremely disappointing. So, it's hard for me. So I just want to give a shout out to the young lady that stopped me. I didn't even think about it when she stopped to talk to me because she was with a dude, so I just assumed the dude was her man. But she could have literally had stopped me trying to get my number. I had no idea. She could have literally been stopping me. She could have literally been stopping me because she's interested in me. She could have literally been stopping me because she's an artist. I honestly don't know. We didn't actually speak about artists. She was saying, she was speaking to me about, you know, the energy that I was emoting out at that time. I definitely appreciate that, young lady. I have to be more conscious of that when I'm outside, because I've had a couple of bad experiences, and so I got my guards up, and I got to put my guards down. And I have to be more cognizant of the things in which I'm doing that's affecting the environment. That's the one thing I want to say. The second thing I wanted to say is I wanted to make something clear. When I ran into the situation with the dude the other day, I don't want to put him on. I don't want to blast him. I was gonna put a picture up of him. I don't want to put him on blast. But when I ran into the situation with the dude the other day that y'all didn't get an opportunity to see, and he was busy out there yelling that he's a big crip, he's a big crip. And I was busy telling him, right now, what you're doing is disrespectful to the Crips. I wasn't disrespecting the Crips. I got a ton of Crips that I know, that I love, all right? I got family members that's Crip. I love them, all right? I just want to be clear on this. So I was in no way trying to be disrespectful to any. I've helped film a documentary, or a Crip documentary, all right? I literally helped film a Crip documentary. Took my camera out there, did the footwork myself. I know Crips, copy? Like, literally, you could, there's quite a few Crips, you could be like, yo, you know Jack? Like, yeah, we know Jack. Also, some of that footage has been lost because of fucking YouTube, but I can't get into the building because of Corona. As soon as I can get into the building, I'm going to be able to send them the rest of the footage. There's nothing I can do about that. So I just want to reference that, because I didn't want anybody anybody that's coming in contact with me and they see, like, really bad energy or really negative or fucked up energy. I try to explain to people, I'm an introvert. So when people come at me a certain way, I'm gonna respond that way. So please, if you just want to have a regular conversation with me, I swear to God, if you just talk nice, I'm gonna talk nice back. I swear to God. You feel me? I was in a rush to get back to the hotel room last night. So I didn't have a conversation with the young lady. I should have got her number, something. But she was out there with a dude, so I didn't even think about asking for the number. She was with a guy. With all that being said, I want to say thank you to the young lady I spoke to last night. I came back to my hotel room. I really, replay her words in my head. Whether she knows it or not, she was extremely helpful. Definitely appreciate that. And I might get murdered soon, so shout out to that shit. So anything's possible. Anyway, with all that being said, the first thing we want to do is we want to give appreciation to everybody that did drops during our previous live. Where's my phone? And then we're going to do roll call real quick, and then we're going to discuss a couple of things. One of the main things we want to discuss, obviously, is going to be the Breonna Taylor situation. But something has come up with Kanye West, and it has to be addressed, and it has to be addressed immediately, because this is something that we've been speaking about on this channel for a couple of years now, and it's basically artists being able to have ownership over their own shit. You understand what I'm saying? King Will says, "Fact, same here. I'm an introvert based on my interaction with people, based on energy they put out." Yeah, thank you. People don't understand that. Like, I'm an introvert. You understand what I'm saying? I just happen to be, I guess I'm funny, and I guess I have a pretty cool personality, I guess. But I'm an introvert. You understand what I'm saying? I don't really like big crowds. I don't really like people running up on me. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I don't really like that. You understand what I'm saying? If you see me go out and be somewhere where there's a crowd, that's because I think it's important to be there. You understand what I'm saying? For whatever the reason might be. This is not me. I get it. People don't understand that, though. Anyway, let's give appreciation to everybody that did the drop during the previous live. Shout out to DZ with the $5.10 drop. Shout out to DZ with the $5 drop. Shout out to Nita Sands with the $50 drop. Also, salute to Nita Sands. She is our sponsor for today's video. Our sponsor doesn't mean that she's done anything, but shows that she is extremely supportive of the channel. That's what sponsorships is about. Usually it's not no specific money denomination, but it's how often and how much you support the channel. So the people that you see here a lot are people that heavily support the channel. We fuck with them, they fuck with us. Salute. Also, let's get back to the rest of the drops real quick, and then we're gonna get the show on the road. I feel bad about that. Like, after the fact, after I came all the way back to the hotel room, I was like, God damn, was she trying to get my number? Shout out to Foot and Ass Entertainment with the $5 drop, and shout out to Liberty Hazelton with the $10 drop. Definitely appreciate you guys. You guys are all the best. Don't let nobody lie to you. All of you guys are the best. Whether you like, comment, subscribe, whether you share the videos, I really appreciate that. Drops, appreciate that. Everybody that hit the fucking GoFundMe donation shit, like, we need that shit to take off for real, for real. Link is in the description. We need that GoFundMe to take off for real, for real. I can't stay here forever, y'all. Niggas, I gotta start putting up the females' IGs when I post their pics. I had an app that helped me do it, but that app won't work on my phone no more. It keep telling me to log in, so I think it's trying to. I don't trust that shit. Anytime anything tells me to log in, I don't use it no more. So just so we can be clear, if you ever send me a link and that shit say log in, I'm gonna assume I'm just never gonna log in. I'm never gonna use that. I'm just telling you what it is, Jack Frost, nigga. It sound like a game. It sound like a scam. Anyway, real quick, what up, you ain't wavy? How you doing this morning? What up, the business? James Belcher, DSTN. Ain't nobody calling you Dustin. I don't care what your wife says. What up, Rah? Michael Meath? How you doing, my brother? Yes, we will be putting your jump off later today. Also, I got a thing that we're gonna be talking about. I have just been invited to I believe I've been invited to a album release party. I'm gonna show you who the album release party is for. I believe I've been invited to an album release party for K Goddess. If I have, I'm going to see if we could go live there. If this is where the Tonight Show might be at tonight. I'm hoping it is there. Maybe we'll be able to speak with her, speak with some other artists there, speak with some whoever might be there that's in the business. Shout out to her. I believe that they just, I believe I'm going to be here tonight. I believe I'm going to be here tonight. So, if they put me on their BMI, I rock the music. As soon as somebody put me on their BMI, I rock music. What up, Young Earl? How you doing today? What up, Straight Stacking? Says good morning, BBN family. What up, you ain't wavy? Said didn't forget to smash that like button, BBN family. Get all the notifications out. What up, Lee Vincent? Lee Vincent says salute, Jack Frost. Love what you do. 100% truth. You tell on all the things you report on and discuss with us. Who else we got up in here? What up, Lex Luger, Rafael Lariano, how you doing? Shannon, salute. Who else we got up in here? Suzette Carbuncle. Okay, how you doing, baby girl? What up, D? Yes, I'm supposed to be getting that Venmo correct. I'm never gonna remember. I'm literally never gonna remember. I gotta text a person right now and tell them to make sure I do it. Who else we got up in here? What up, Flower Bloom? Okay. What up, Rude? Don't nobody see them dots. Jones, how you doing? King Will, yeah, introvert. That's a whole fact. Who else we got up in here? Rio Martinez. What's up, my brother? How you doing? DZ, salute. Mark Hernandez, salute. What up, BMF? One thing that I definitely want to say real quick, I just want everybody to get on point with this thing I'm about to say. Somebody said something. Somebody said something and immediately hit on something. I can't remember what it is. Fuck it. Alright, so we're gonna discuss this Kanye West thing real quick. And I want everybody to understand a couple of things. Look at the background. 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 We're gonna be discussing this Kanye West thing, and I want everybody to understand a couple of aspects of what I'm about to say real quick. What the fuck? I want y'all to understand a couple of aspects of what I'm going to say real quick. What you have to understand is these artists make music, right? And they own none of their masters. Or they own such a small percentage of their masters that it's chump change. You do know this, right? Like, this is a thing. So when a Kanye West comes out and says that he's willing to give back 50% I think the 50% ownership that he has of the masters, that first of all, it seems that Kanye West already had given the artists that signed under him a portion of their masters. So that basically means that if you're doing good music, you making a better percentage of your money off of your revenue you generating and off of your residual income, because you already own a portion of your masters. Kanye West said something about giving. I think he's saying he's giving back the 50% that he owns of the masters. That's what he's gonna do. Now, there's only one problem I have with him saying this, and that is you were supposed to do that before you started screaming and yelling about this shit. So that means that Kanye West, you started screaming and yelling about this shit before you decided to even not do it yourself. So what's up with that? Okay, so just so we can hold you accountable for that. Period. So that's an issue that I have with Kanye West doing that. But Kanye West is 100% correct. Ever since this channel has ever started, I've been telling you that artists do not own any of their rights, any of their masters. Artists is being pimped. I told you exactly what happened. I said, yo, look, what happens is they sign you big ass check, right? But that check's only a loan. That's what you got to understand. Your advance. It's an advance. There's a difference between an advance and a signing bonus. 50 Cent got a signing bonus. He didn't get an advance. At least that's what it was reported to be. 50 Cent got a signing bonus. When he signed with Death Row, I believe they gave him $1 million up front. Bam! They gave him a signing bonus. You understand what I'm saying? So that's just money for him to sign in the paperwork. An advance is a loan. That's money that you have to get back. So what's happening is these artists is getting such big advances, and they're making such little bit of money off. Their points is so low off of their own work, that what's happening is they can never pay the freaking company back. They can never pay the Universals of the world back. They can never pay the Columbias of the world back. They never pay the Paramounts of the world back. They can't pay nobody back. It's impossible, because you're never making as much money as you owe. I'm going to say this again. You're never making as much money as you owe. It's just, you're not. It's just, that's what it is. So you're never going to be able to pay back. I keep trying to give people this kind of example. So I used to work for a dude, and this is what the person used to do. First of all, the person didn't really pay. He paid decent. He ain't paid that great, but he ain't paid terrible, so I'm not going to get on that. But what he'd do is, whenever he owed you your money, he would never pay you all your money. Let's say he owed you $100, he'd give you $60. Let's say he owed you $200, he'd give you $110. He would never pay you all your money, so you could always have to be in debt to him. He always had money that was yours, so you had to keep coming around and doing whatever the fuck he wanted you to do in order to work. That was slave. That's basically, I'm not gonna say it's slavery to the point because nobody wasn't getting paid, but that's a fucked up way to do business. You're never gonna pay the person all of their money so they can't do nothing with their own life. That's a fucked up way to do business. Anyway, the person did this to individuals. So that's basically is tantamount to what these record labels is doing. These record labels is never giving the artists what they deserve. They're never giving the artists what they earned. You understand what I'm saying? If you go out and you're working a hard labor day and we get paid every day, there's a certain amount of money that you earned. You should be given that money. The person shouldn't hold on to that money so they can have control over your life. I had one person tell me that if they won't hire anybody that won't choose God and their own children over them. That in order for you to work, so this is the type of shit people be on. I just want to be clear on this. Now we're talking about on a whole nother scale. Imagine you're creating content that everybody loves, and all the money you have is basically money that's been loaned to you. Think about that for a minute. Also, you know that when they go do these public appearances and everything, you know, if you sign 360s, that means that they're making money anytime you use your image, anytime you yourself, they're making money off of you. You understand what I'm saying? So now when you go do these walkthroughs, well, not a walkthrough necessarily, but now when you go do these shows or whatever you're doing, you still got to give money back to that label who you owe a grip to, and you can never pay back. Because guess what? When you do your next project, they're going to loan you more money. And you already owe them money. But you need them to loan you this money because you don't got no money. Because all your money goes back to them. because you owe them money. You understand what I'm saying? So it's all a cycle, a circle. And I want to give a shout out to Kanye West for fighting against that. So could we move on for that? I just want to point that out. This is still a hip hop channel, so we got to discuss things like that. So what up, James S? So I just want to point that out. So we can know what's going on with Kanye West. I still think Kanye West is being a hypocrite, because the only way he's not being a hypocrite is if he gave those people back their 50% before he started all this shit. He started the shit first. It sounds to me like he gave people back their shit because he realized somebody was gonna expose him. Like, my nigga, you saying what these big labels is doing, but you doing similar practices. You get it? So also that also is probably why the people that are signed to good music actually has money. The people that sign the good music actually has money, if you notice. Alright, so could we get on this Breonna Taylor shit? Let's get to Breonna Taylor. This is important. Who heard about the police officers being shot last night? Wait, I'm assuming we all heard about the police officers being shot last night. Who thinks police officers getting shot nowadays is expected? Yeah, or everybody signing good music got money because they own 50% of their rights. Or they own a larger percentage of their rights than other artists do. Who believed that a police officer getting shot was to be expected? You believe a police officer getting shot was to be expected? You don't think so. Let's have a vote real quick, and can we drop some frauds down there? Shout out to Trader Truth. Hey, y'all like the shit out of these? I don't know why this shit say 7 days on it. So this has been baked for 7 days, or? Nah. Shit's good though. This is the strawberry with vanilla cream. So we should be pulling up to an album release party tonight. Get some interviews. We go live. Maybe, I don't know. I keep pulling up to these events and working. Maybe I should just pull up to one of these events and just enjoy myself. That's what I think I'm gonna do. I keep pulling up to these events with the concept of we're working. I need to pull up to these events with the concept of let me just relax and have a good time. So they might not be no Tonight Show tonight. I keep telling y'all we at war. We at war out here. That's another reason why I personally can't walk outside with an attitude and being angry and not embracing our fellow brothers. I personally have to be more embracing to our fellow brothers and sisters. That's a fact. But we at war out here. Don't let nobody lie to you. And another thing that you have to understand is like we are warriors. Like we're a warrior race. I'm talking specifically about black people right now. We're a warrior race, homie. Don't let nobody confuse you. Alright? We're a warrior race. Another question. Who thinks more police officers will be shot? You think more police officers will be shot? You don't think more police officers will be shot? Let's have a vote. I'm curious about this. What up, lovely peace? Once we stop fighting each other, so much is going to open up. We have to stop fighting each other. Right now, that's what they're banking on. Right now they're banking on, even if they get into a war with our community, they don't have to worry because we're going to also be killing ourselves. Almost got into a whole fight with a dude outside. Basically because he didn't just know how to say what's up to a nigga. Like, you understand what I'm saying? Like, even fuck the fact that he didn't know how to say what's up to a nigga. I gotta be better than that. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I personally gotta be better than that. Me. You understand what I'm saying? He just didn't know how to say what's up. His whole what's up was, yo, better not be filming me. What the fuck you talking about? That was my response. You understand what I'm saying? The dude I got into it with the other day, that was my response. I can't have those responses. The day's been great so far, besides the fact I think somebody in front of the building was lining me up to get murdered. Besides that, day's been great. Not joking. Soleil. She says positive. I love saying her name. She says positive vibes only. So yeah, so I can't have that type of I can't respond that way. It's just that he just happened to come at me, especially in an area where I have beef at. I got beef in that Bryant Park with that damn coffee place. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm pretty sure if I was somewhere else and if he would have came with a little bit different energy, I would have been way more receptive. You know what I'm saying? I'm somewhere where I got beef at with the damn coffee people. He come up to me, yo, you better not be filming me. And on top of that, I wasn't filming him at all. And two, who are you telling me what to do and what not to do? We all grown men. You sitting in public. You understand what I'm saying? Like, the whole energy was already off once you came at me like that. The people that don't know what was said, or there was only a couple of people that was standing right there that know what was said. So it is what it is. And then he started claiming crip, and it's like, no disrespect. Like, I know crip, so never no disrespect. All right. But he started claiming crip, and I'm like, my dude, we out here having a whole argument in the middle of the street. You're not supposed to be yelling out what gang you a part of with all of these people around. Why are you trying to get that gang a bad name? So that's basically what I was saying. You understand what I'm saying? Like, you, why are you yelling these niggas' names out? What the fuck are you doing? Yeah, so that's the energy I was trying, but I could have responded to it better. Well, I believe this is just me talking. We've already been at war. We need the Crips. We need the Bloods. We need the any 5%ers out there still around. Any God bodies still around. We need everybody. We need the Latin Kings. We need everybody to Pyru. We need everybody. I don't know what you want to call it. We need everybody, all of us. We got to start following the lead. I think we all need to follow Tamika Mallory's lead specifically. Just telling you what it is. I think that we all should be following her lead. That woman is on point. She knows what she's talking about. I'm telling you right now, she's scaring them. Because she knows how to speak. And knowing how to speak is very important. I do not think we should be following my son's lead. I think my son is following her lead. We need to follow her lead. And we need to get on code. We need to get on code. And when I mean by get on code, I don't mean don't call black people out for bullshit. I mean get on code and don't be the black person doing bullshit. Get it? I'm going to say that again. We need to get on code. And when I say get on code, I don't mean be the black guy to call out all the black people for their bullshit. I mean get on code. Don't be the black guy doing the bullshit. That's what we need to do. That's the type of time we need to be on right now. That's why I'm looking at my interactions the last couple of days with the individuals that I think was out of line in the way that I responded back. It was just too much. You understand what I'm saying? I'm so used to being somewhere where it's just extreme. Like, I can't even explain to you, but it's just a nigga PTSD be kicking in. That's all. I don't know no other way to put it. You know what I'm saying? The motherfuckers that happened the other day, nigga PTSD be kicking in. People think I just got an attitude problem. I don't got an attitude problem. I've been in some fucked up situations. My post traumatic stress disorder is kicking in. That's what's happening. Vintage Blast is top of the morning for us, BBN fam. Force your energy is translating on camera. I hope I appreciate that. Lovely P says, police got indicted for the bullets that missed her. Shaking my head, cold world. I'm gonna tell you what's so crazy about that. The bullets that missed her hit a white family's house. So the only police officer that got in trouble was the police officer who bullets hit the white family's house. Let that sink in. At least per my song, and I believe it. Let that sink in. The only police officers that killed the black woman, they ain't get in trouble. The police officers that shot the black woman house up, they ain't get in trouble. The police officer that was in a gunfight with the man that was just trying to protect his own because they were wrong, they didn't get in trouble. Only police officer that got in trouble was the one that bullets accidentally hit some white person's house. Let that sink in. The other day, I was having a conversation with somebody and I was telling them about something and they couldn't understand it. And when I realized why now they couldn't understand it, because the conversation I was having with them was about a small world conversation. It wasn't a big world conversation. I'm pretty sure that they was even surprised that I was having a small world conversation with them, because I know the big world and that it exists. So that's how we have to start being. We have to have big world. We have to start thinking about how big the world is in its entirety, and not just how small the world is. We got to stop all the small world problems. We got to push those shits to the side right now. Like, I shouldn't have a dude outside in my freaking front of the hotel trying to figure out who the fuck I am. Shouldn't have that. I shouldn't have people pointing people out. I got niggas outside in front of my hotel pointing me out to people, calling niggas on the phone, pointing niggas out to me and everything. You feel me? So one way or another, I probably got to get out of here in a couple of days, or they're gonna get me up out of here in a couple of days. I don't know no other way to tell you. Shout out to that shit. You have no idea how serious I am about this. With that being said, small world problems is an issue. You understand what I'm saying? So we have to stop focusing on these small world issues. You understand what I'm saying? We got to focus on big world issues. We got to start letting myself included, have to start letting small world issues just roll right off my back, brush that shit off my shoulder. You feel me? So when we can do that, that's when we're gonna be able to move together. You understand? Right now we can't move together because we're paying too close attention to our small world problems. Like my problems with my family, that's small world problems. You understand what I'm saying? They affect me greatly, but they're still small world problems. You understand what I'm saying? Big world problems, what's going on as far as with the Breonna Taylor situation, George Floyd situation, that's big world problems. You understand what? Yeah, I might be getting murdered soon. I'm not even joking. Those are big world problems. You understand what I'm saying? Those are big world problems. Me even something happening to me, that's a small world problem. That's not that in the grand scope of things. The world is going to still continue. You understand what I'm saying? In the grand scope of things, the world is going to still continue. You understand what I'm saying? So we need to start focusing on big world issues, big world problems. James Belcher, I'm going to say this one time and one time only. I'm going to erase this comment. Admins, I don't care who it is. I don't care how long they've been on this channel. If a person come in here and try to say anything disrespectful about Breonna Taylor, I want them kicked. Also, if any of my admins say anything disrespectful about Breonna Taylor, I'm going to kick you. I worry about whatever the fuck is gonna backlash later. You already know how I give it up. We're not gonna disrespect that woman. We're not gonna propagate any of the fucking lies that they have going on about her. That's your one and only warning, James Belcher. Her boyfriend didn't have anything going on. Both of them were regular people who worked. I think she worked for the police or the EMS or something, and he also was a first responder. He was just nothing. Her boyfriend was an upstanding citizen. She was also an upstanding citizen. So I say, don't say nothing about her. So the first thing Lovely P says is, what about her boyfriend? Yes, they were both civil servants. You see how much people just gotta figure out a way to bash black people? Just gotta figure out a way to talk bad about black people. We just gotta make sure that if it's something, we gotta make sure we bash black people. The person the warrant was for was locked up in jail. Literally. The person the warrant was for was locked up in jail. Literally. So you're telling me that they got a warrant for a person who was locked up in jail. Also a person who had not lived at the residence for like 3 years or some shit like that. I mean, you can call it whatever you want to call it. I'm going to call it what I call it. What I'm calling is bullshit. Yes, the police said that the postmaster told them that there was the police officer that went and got the actual no-knock warrant told the judge that the postmaster told him that there was suspicious, allegedly told the judge that the postmaster told him that there was suspicious products being in the suspicious packages that was going to that house. As soon as that shit came out, the postmaster said, nope, that ain't what happened. I didn't tell that nigga nothing. As soon as that information dropped, I didn't tell that nigga nothing. Mailman, first of all, I'm going to explain something to y'all. A lot of y'all mofos that the police show up and talk about suspicious packages, yeah, the post office told them. Just so you know. A lot of y'all that people show up and talk about suspicious packages, the postmaster told they learned that shit from the post office. There's no other way for them to know this. God dang it. We're not doing that, James Belcher, and I'm not gonna keep going along this conversation. If you keep trying to talk about it, I'm just gonna kick you. I don't want to discuss that. Don't bring up any kind of fucking stupid ass rumors. Okay, so James Belcher is not going to stop talking about it. So what we're going to do is, admin, the next time James Belcher try to get me to talk about whatever that is, just kick him. I'm not reading his comments no more. I asked him to stop talking about it. Everybody see me. I asked him to stop talking about it, but he wants to derail the show, so he's going to keep talking about it. So the next time he says anything that's trying to derail the show or take me off point, admins, I want him kicked. I don't think he's going to stop, so do whatever y'all want to do. Or at least usually when I just ask people to stop, they don't stop, so we have to kick them. So do what you want to do. We're not doing this. Once again, I'm going to say this. We're not accepting any Breonna Taylor disrespect. I don't care what no other channel said. Let them talk about it. We're not accepting no Breonna disrespect. Zero Breonna disrespect. Please do not make me have to kick you because you were refusing to follow those. We're not going to talk bad about that woman that was murdered by the fucking police. If you that's the type of conversation you want to have, you can go have that conversation with the people who want to talk bad about the person that was murdered by the police. I don't want to entertain that. That being said, we're gonna push. I just have a problem with the fact that every single time something happens to a black person, the first thing they want to do is try to say we deserved it. There's a reason why I talk about my childhood so much, because that's the type of shit that happened to me. You understand? I grew up in a situation where anybody could say anything to the people who are over me, and I just get punished. They don't need no proof. They don't need no evidence. They don't need no nothing. I was raised in that type of situation, so I don't like that. That's not no. You ain't have to hit him for that one. I appreciate you being on it, Prince. He just said that there was misinformation about the. He gonna eat that time out. Let him eat that time out. He shouldn't even have comment. You were right. Matter of fact, he shouldn't even have comment. He just leave it alone. He's not gonna leave it alone. It was a good time out. Yeah, we deal with facts, not excuses. So I grew up in a situation like that, where people could just go to certain individuals and tell them anything, no matter how unbelievable it was. As long as it was negative about me, they loved it, and I got in trouble. And I literally had, when I was a little kid, I literally had other little kids just going and doing that just so they could see how badly they could get me in trouble. And that was literally my life as a child. So I don't like when people like Breonna Taylor gets murdered, and then the first thing people want to do is try to come up with a reason why it was okay. Nah, it wasn't okay for that woman to be murdered. Even if she was guilty of all of those things that they're trying to say that she was guilty of, there still was no reason to murder her. We got Caucasian people that go shoot up entire fucking schools. They don't get murdered. We got Caucasian people that shoot up churches. They don't get murdered. Now you're trying to tell me that Breonna Taylor deserved to get murdered because they're trying to say that there was drugs being delivered to her house, and it wasn't? So we're not discussing that. I want to get off that. Vintage Blast says the boyfriend charges was dropped for shooting an officer. A black man that shot a cop gets off. That seems fishy also. That doesn't happen. What happened was, first, they barged into his house, and his weapon was legal. He should get off. Explain to me why he shouldn't get off, Vintage Blast. The gun was legal. He was in his house. Somebody broke into his house, because that's what they did. He exchanged gunfire with them. Explain to me why that's fishy. I need to know why that's fishy, Vintage Blast. What up, Deshaun Ragsdale? What's up, Emily M? Stay wise. How's that fishy? Yep, postal inspector said there was no suspicious packages delivered to her home. That's a fact. Oh, my safety. I think there's people outside. I think there's people outside planning to line me up and kill me. But, you know, fuck it. It is what it is at this point. I don't know. If they succeed, they succeed. If they don't, they don't. What the fuck? This is a distraction from the bigger picture. Okay, so Lauderdale action. What's a bigger picture than America just killing blacks? What's the bigger picture? What's the bigger picture? I'm curious. Because if this was I know what you're about to say. Explain to me how that's the biggest picture before I tell you what I'm going to tell you. Only in America, black people demonized for being a victim. Now you know I'm bitter about my childhood. Imagine constantly being demonized and being like, some of y'all don't know how that feel. Some of y'all have only felt that once or twice in your life. I've lived it. It's torture. It's one of the scariest things in the world. Alright? It's one of the scariest things in the world to know that no matter what happened, you're going to get in trouble. It's one of the scariest things in the world to know no matter what happened, you're going to get punished. It's one of the Just imagine. That's how black people live. That's how we live. No matter what happened, we're going to either get murdered. No matter what happened. Like if we get murdered or no matter what happened, it's our fault. If we have a bad interaction with the police, no matter what happened, it's our fault. Yeah, I don't know how to live in that. I had to live that. You know what I'm saying? Like that's literally to this day how I'm treated. You understand what I'm saying? So please be patient with me when you see me in the street. Be patient with me. You understand what I'm saying? Like I'm really a good guy, but I really was raised around just some of the most evil people you could ever think of in your life. Lauderdale Action says there's been a happening. We've been marching and this has been happening. We've been marching and rioting. We need to get out of poverty, fear, and equal shake. We're so focused on police brutality. It's not going to change in our lifetime. Okay, so first of all, how the hell you think we're supposed to get out of poverty if we have a situation where the police is murdering us? You do understand that's part of the reason why we stay in poverty, right? You do understand that the way that the police and our government treat us is like 90% of the reason why it's so hard to escape from poverty, right? These are not auxiliary issues. These aren't separate issues. These things run together. They run concurrent. Pardon me, they run at the same time. You do understand this, right? That these are not separate issues. It's called white supremacy. This is not separate issues. It's white supremacy, homie. This is not separate issues. Yeah, it's not about, they just hate us. That's a fact. They hate and fear us. It's a fact. And when I say hate and fear, I mean, people fear change in general. This is not a separate issue. You just think it's a separate issue because you don't know what white supremacy is. Hey, who in here knows what white supremacy is? Who in here knows what white supremacy is? We have a brother in here that we love called Lauderdale Action, and he needs some help with understanding what white supremacy is because he doesn't know what white supremacy is. The real Donald J. Trump says the fake media is trying to start a war saying 2 police officers were shot. That didn't happen. So what happened, the real Donald J. Trump? Open ears. No, you do not know what white supremacy is if you think those are 2 separate issues, homeboy. If you think those are 2 separate issues, you do not know what white supremacy is. I'm not clowning you. This is a factual statement. If you do not know what white supremacy is, I didn't time you out, James Belcher. And you still not letting it go. You still not letting it go. No. You do not know a white... Hold on. Who thinks... Let's just have a vote real quick. Who thinks that police brutality and poverty isn't all part of white supremacy? You think police brutality and poverty is part of white supremacy? You don't think police brutality and poverty is a part of white supremacy. They're 2 separate issues. Can we have a vote real quick? Because there's no reason for me to go back and forth with this guy. You don't know what white supremacy is, homeboy. You think you do. You do not know what white supremacy is. Yeah, there's also white people that suffer. Wait, hold on. Stop. James S. You're saying there's white people in poverty. So then that's a thumbs up. Shout out to James Belcher. He said $4.99 drop money. Can you just let the... I don't understand why people just can't let shit go. Appreciate you, my brother. We only one person in the saloon this morning. No, if you're saying there's white people in poverty, then that's still a yes. There's white people that suffer from white supremacy also. You do know this, right? White supremacy isn't just to attack black people. White supremacy is a how do you say, not just a train of thought, but it's a way of life. It umbrellas a lot, and one of the things that its umbrellas is keeping certain people in poverty, not just people of color. Systemic, thank you, Shannon. Ideology, thank you. This dude, but if you tell him I'm wrong and he mad at me for not appreciating his opinion, even though he's arguing an opinion against a fact. James S. says a lot of white people. James, I believe a lot of white people don't like James S. James S. is white, by the way. James S. is white, by the way. White as shit. And I've met him, and I know him. I'm pretty sure there are a ton of white people that do not like you. They can move to the next town and start over. That's a possibility also. We can't move nowhere and start over. Well, we can move somewhere and start over, but we still bring our skin with us. So, just so we can be clear on this, allegedly there was 2 police officers shot. I don't know how accurate this is. I just seen video footage of people running and shots going off. We gotta wait for them to release the names or something. The 2 poorest counties in the USA are in Kentucky, 95% white, over 60% unemployed. I could believe it. Foot ass entertainment with the $5 1 cent job. He said, I'll give Belcher a penny so he can fully come upstairs. Well, $5 is just to get through the door. That's the cover charge. That's the cover charge. Y'all still downstairs drinking your sarsaparillas. Ain't no only females down there is waitresses. Garrett Crawford says white supremacy is the mechanism that drives poverty, police brutality, and crime. Absolutely. But where you at, Lauderdale Action? You wanted to have a conversation with me about this. I decided that we was going to invite everybody into the conversation. Did you disappear because nobody agrees with you? Or are you disappearing because you're saying I don't respect your opinion? Can you just let us know? I appreciate you. No, these things are not separate issues. I don't even know why you think these things are separate issues. Are you really from Florida? That might be why. I'm just joking and shit. Shout out to Foot Ass Entertainment with the $10 drop. He said, oh, hell no, I'm upstairs. Foot Ass Entertainment. He said, oh, hell no. I'm going upstairs with the chicks. DSTN says it's done to make people in a certain area feel like they have no hope. That's a fact. Take away hope and people become complacent and stagnant. That's literally what I've been going through in my life. They always trying to, there's individuals that's always trying to take my hope away from me, so I become stagnant and I don't do anything. You understand? That's what I'm trying to tell you. Like, a lot of y'all don't understand. Like, y'all can't recognize the mechanisms in your life. A lot of times this white supremacy that we're going through, it isn't even white people that's administering it. A lot of times our own families is administering or using the mechanisms of white supremacy to hold us back and prevent us from reaching greatness. This is a fact. DSTN says, well, he said that. Eric Vasquez says, an interesting fact, I believe it, 80% of white population live below poverty level, yet for some reason it seems that white people seem to think white people have money. No, alright, so, you can't handle these situations separately, man. That's why we can't fix the situation. I forget it. You just not gonna get it. So keep your opinion, man. I don't know what to tell you. Foot ass is trying to pay it for everybody to get upstairs. Lauderdale Action says, I'm from Queens. How do you tackle white supremacy as a whole? Nah, you handle those situations separately. what I don't understand how you could. Okay, so you want to fight police brutality? We need money to do that. We got to get out of poverty. We need more people to get out of poverty in order to be able to have an influence in our local community. Okay, so we have to get out of poverty to have a footprint in our local community. So no, these things are not separate. Because how are we going to fight the police until we get out of poverty so we can have more control of our local community? So what do they have to do? They have to make sure that we stay impoverished so we can have more control over our local community and then get involved in governing said community. These are all the same issue. I get it. You don't understand though. Shout out to James Belcher with the $14.99 drop. He said, "Let me in the upper room. I've been in here getting dragged this morning for over bullshit. Fuck that. I want to go have a good time." Shout out to Statewide. Statewide says they used the prosecutor like a whole. He has never trusted a black man who shaved his mustache. I ain't gonna lie to you. I don't believe in the shaving the mustache either. Lauderdale Action says black people policing themselves instead of influenced by negative rap culture. That helps. Okay, you're right. We should blame ourselves once again for the police killing us. Lauderdale Action is now putting the fault or the blame at the victim's feet. I agree with you. There's tons of things that we could do different, but that don't mean that the police have the right to kill us. You do understand that's what you're saying, right, Lauderdale Action? You're excusing their bad behavior because you're saying we're not perfect, but they're not perfect either. So why isn't this same bad behavior happening to them? I never said let's not do different things. I just said that both of these topics are run together. That's it. That's all I said. Both of these things run together. What the fuck? White privilege is white privilege. Shannon says, don't confuse a person's economic situation. White privilege is white privilege. Privilege exists outside of finances. Absolutely 100%. Shout out to Roach with the $5 drop. He said, one of my lawyers was at Tekashi's house. He said he saw one of his wigs lying around. Shout out to Roach. Yo, man. Yo, and I got to link up with you on that thing that I wanted to link up with you on last week, this week. This weekend. The thing I wanted to talk to you about last weekend that you sent me the DM about. I want to link up this weekend about it. I want to talk this weekend. You already know what we're talking about. I don't want to say what it is. No. Wait. And that is a form of white supremacy, victim blaming. Yeah, but victim blaming is a form of narcissism in general. So yes, that also is something that white supremacy does. But narcissists always victim blame. Period. Because the narcissist is going to do this. Listen, I'm going to tell you what a narcissist is going to do. A narcissist is going to do some fucked up shit to you and then say that you don't have a right to respond the way that you responded. They're not going to want to talk about what they did to you. They're going to want to talk about how you responded back to them. Yeah, blame shift. Yeah, that's what they're going to do. While you're talking about the thing they did, they're not going to want to talk about the thing they did because they know they was wrong. They know the shit they did was bitch ass nigga shit. They're not going to want to talk about that. They're only going to want to talk about your response. They're going to victim blame. You don't have the right to be that angry. You don't know why the person is that angry at the thing that you just did. Maybe you did this thing 8, 9, 10 times and it's just been built up and now they're really pissed. Maybe you just do a lot of bitch ass nigga shit to the person and it's just they had enough. Who the hell are you to tell somebody else how to respond to your bullshit? You know what kind of audacity a nigga gotta have to do some shit to you? And then when you get upset, say that you don't have a right to be that upset? You know the audacity a motherfucker gotta have? You know the audacity a motherfucker gotta have? That's some over-the-top, narcissistic, they only think they matter and you ain't shit logic. So whenever anybody do anything even close to me like that, I say, yeah, I can't fuck with you. I don't care who you are. Eric Vasquez says, oh, he's talking to Shannon. He says, I seen and watched. He said, at Shannon, I seen and watched with my own eyes poor white people get treated just like they treat the black people and Hispanics. I have also. Yet I've watched rich white people get passes, get treated better because of class. But I've also seen poor white people not get murdered and not get killed in the same situations that black people would have got murdered and got killed. That Puerto Rican people would have got murdered and got killed. You understand what I'm saying? So I understand your point, and I'm not saying that you're incorrect, because I lived in some places where some fucking poor white people were, and they got treated like shit just like black people. But at the same time, if they get a traffic ticket, they go home. If they get stopped on the road by the police, they go home. If they go into a store and they write a bad check, they go home. If they pass a bad 20, they go home. Don't know what else to tell you. Vintage Blast says that connects with your situation in the park. Minding your own business until you clean somebody up. Yo, I'm always somewhere minding my own business. If y'all notice, I go live a lot. I used to go live a lot outside. Y'all never see me minding nobody else's business. I'm usually somewhere minding my own damn business. What you mean it shouldn't be no white people in poverty in America? Poverty is not drawn across the racial lines. Poverty is drawn across the class lines. Eric Vasquez is 100% confusing classism with racism. I agree. But also, Shannon, be fair to Eric Vasquez. A lot of us haven't experienced the difference between the two. A lot of us has only experienced one or the other. We haven't actually experienced the difference between the two. So let's be fair to the brother. All right? He probably just haven't experienced the difference between the two. You'll be surprised at how many people experience racism and don't even know they're experiencing racism. I lived in Tennessee, right, for a while, and I lived in Georgia for a while, and I'm saying those two specific places for a reason. I lived in Tennessee and Georgia for a while, right? First, I'm going to say something about Georgia. I seen black people get racially treated. It was just obvious racism to me, but to them, it was just a way of life. I don't know no other way to put it. I seen white people talk to black people in a manner that I was like, what the fuck? And I'm standing there listening to it, and then the nigga tried to do the same shit with me. And I'm like, nah, my name is, I'm not boy. You feel me? We ain't doing that. So the point that I'm trying to make is there are a lot of people that they allow racism to happen to them because they've been raised in it. So they don't, it's not a thing. You understand what I'm saying? Like, it's not a thing. They're not looking at the racism like it's a thing. It's not a thing. You get what I'm saying? Like, it's not, it's normal everyday life. They're not looking at racism like it's a problem. They've been watching, they watch they brothers go through the same thing, their mothers go through the same thing, their fathers go through the same thing. It's just normal. You understand what I'm saying? And I'm mentioning Tennessee because I go to Tennessee, and there's a lot of people in Tennessee that don't have no problem with black people, but they hate Mexicans. Absolutely hate Mexicans. I mean, what do I know? I'm from New York. I don't see no reason to hate Mexicans. Right? But once again, it's just accepted there. So we have to be cognizant that sometimes things that we don't get indoctrinated into a way of thinking that's going against our personal ideologies. You understand what I'm saying? Because you could get indoctrinated into thinking a certain way and not even, be paying attention. We got to make sure that don't happen. Well, West Virginia is a whole nother group. West Virginia, put it like this, West Virginia is so bad. The people I know that live in Virginia, they don't even want you to confuse West Virginia with Virginia. They talking about they up in the mountains having kids by their kids. This shit is crazy. And yes, the way I said it is the way I said it. Having kids by their kids. I don't know how true that is, but I hear some weirdo shit about West Virginia every state I go to. Don't nobody want to be associated with those guys for some strange reason. Yeah, don't let that go over your head. I was basically saying that sometimes the woman is the aggressor on the incest. Don't let that go over your head. Shout out to people in West Virginia, whether y'all doing that or not, though. You know what? I have been posting too many females. I've been posting way too many women lately on IG. That's a fact. Let me post less chicks. I gotta post less females. I'm posting way too many women. That's a fact. DZ says, wait, first DSTN said classism and racism are not necessarily connected. That's a fact. DZ says, I be telling my wife what it looks like up close. She Latin and she now worried about my son because she sees it now. Yeah, also you gotta remember, a lot of people don't see the racism. A lot of people think us black people are just exaggerating and that there's something that we could have done. You think there's something that George Floyd could have done to not be murdered? I mean, if you say, well, you shouldn't have passed a legal note or whatever, we don't know his situation. We don't even know if he knew it was fake. Don't let that go over your head. Imagine if he didn't even know that the bill was fake. Imagine. I mean, I don't know if he knew, whatever, but imagine if he didn't even know the bill was fake. Imagine if he was stuck and fucked up and had it 8 and 4 or 5 days and didn't want to call his family and ask for help. And remember, he was just going up there because somebody helped him get a job somewhere, whatever the case was. We don't know his situation. We don't know why he had an alleged fake bill. We haven't gotten the slightest idea. Wait, who be flooding your timeline? Oh, yeah, I got what you're saying. So we have to. When's change gonna be? You know what I'm saying? When is change gonna be? What up, Shay Lacey? When is change gonna be? I don't like the victim blaming thing because I know how that feels personally to be a victim and then people saying, well, what do you do? The fuck you mean, what do I do? What did I do? So what the person did to me don't matter. You understand what I'm saying? What the person did to me, none of that matters. The only thing that matters is how I responded back to the way that the person... What the fuck are you talking about? If the person don't do the thing, I don't respond. What are you talking about? Like, what are you talking about? You understand what I'm saying? What? So I don't rock with that. I don't go with that. Not at all. You understand what I'm saying? And then another thing you gotta understand, like myself, right? Like, I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, I most of us have PTSD. Don't get this confused. Most black people in America has PTSD. A lot of people are giving their children PTSD at home. I'm gonna say this again. A lot of black people have PTSD. A lot of black people are acquiring PTSD while their children at home. A lot of people I got PTSD. I ain't gonna lie to you. Shit trigger me sometimes. I don't be wanting to be triggered. This is the part of the show where I say, I want to know some of y'all guys' opinions about some of this shit. I don't know what you guys think. I'm going to be responding back to anything in the chat. Oh, wow. This dude made Homeboy do the splits. That was... What the fuck? That was a hell of a crossover. People will revoke you just to play the victim, like Ray J did Fabulous. Yeah, people do that all the time. KK video had you rolling. Shout out to KK. Um, People are still mad at me about those guys. I don't care though. Oh, could we get thumbs up on this video, please? Shinar says Tariq Nasheed has done the Hidden Colors documentary that provides excellent education on what racism is. Highly recommended. Tariq Nasheed has done the Hidden Colors documentary that provides excellent education on what racism is. Thank you, because obviously, dude that was in here earlier, he's still probably in here. He doesn't even know what white supremacy is. And just so we can be clear, I was a grown adult before I found out what white supremacy was. I thought white supremacy was something totally different. I was a grown adult before I found out what white supremacy was. Whole grown adult. I had no idea what white supremacy was. Zero. I thought it was something else. And then when I got informed and I was enlightened on what white supremacy was, it just made me look back at all a ton of conversations that I had where I was like, you know what, I was talking gibberish. Like really looking back and was like, you know what? I was having a conversation with so and so about this and that and the third, and I was talking gibberish. I didn't know what the fuck I was talking about. As soon as I found out what white supremacy was, that's what I thought. All of these conversations that I had about things that I knew what I thought I knew what I was talking about, I didn't know what the fuck I was talking about. With that being said, give me 1 second. I'll be right back. Don't nobody go nowhere. Don't nobody go nowhere. Right back. All right, back. Yo, could we get some frost down in the chat? That was a good idea, DZ. Anyway, Stephen Stewart says they hated us since finding our faces on the walls in Egypt, and why they enslaved us. Rome vowed to make Egypt forget who they were. I'm pretty sure it was before Egypt. I mean, if we already was the people that did the shit in Egypt, then that means that we had to have conquered nations, right? So that means that if we conquered nations, then maybe they were conquered at one point or another, right? So I'm pretty sure that it goes a lot deeper than that. Also, you have to understand that especially think 2,000 years ago, there's places they couldn't live because, you know, of the heat. You understand what I'm saying? Shout out to Black Cuddy. Shout out to the Black Spades. We got the Black Spades in the house. What up, Raw Love? So you got to understand, 2,000 years ago, 1,500 years ago, 3,000 years ago, there's places on the planet they couldn't live because of the sun. That's why I always find it so humorous that they try to say that Jesus, the man that we know as Jesus Christ, his name wasn't Jesus Christ. The man that we know as Jesus Christ was, you know, as pale as they try to say he was, with brown hair, whatever. You do know, if he turned 30 living in the sun, you know how he wouldn't even have made 30. He ain't start doing Jesus Christ shit till he was about 33 years old, right? How old was he? 30 or some shit like? Anyway, point being is, there's no way he could have looked like that. Like, have you seen a white person that lives in the sun? They don't look like that. You ever see the people that be on the beach? The surfboard guys that stay on the beach, by the time they get in their 30s, they got fucking liver spots everywhere. No disrespect. I'm just saying what it is. Emily M says, James, I have a black son. He requires black gods to guide him. Race does matter. I 100% believe that when we're raising our children, we have to raise our children with the understanding that the world is treating them a certain way. So I do believe that when you're raising children of color, it is extremely important that they have other people around of color to be able to associate with and guide them. And the reason why I'm saying this is because I know black people who were raised in all white houses and they can't relate. Like, they can't relate. That's the best way I could put it. Like, you want people to be able to relate with their I get what James S is saying, and I'm not arguing his point. I believe James S is saying, if you're a good man, you're a good man. You can raise any child, and I'm agreeing with that. Just so we could be clear, I'm 100% agreeing. If you're a good man, you can just raise a child. Period. I don't care what race the child is. I don't care what culture the child is. If you're a good man, you can help raise a child and do a good job at it. Just so we can be clear. But I think Emily M is making a distinction that because of the world that we live in, our young children, especially our young black children, need to understand what they can and can't do, and need to understand certain mechanisms of our society, and that I agree with, because I know people that were raised in households that they didn't have, that were Caucasian households, and they have no connection with us. Like, they try and they want to, and I've actually had at least one person come to me and have this whole discussion with me, whole entire discussion with me, that they don't feel like they're as black as other people are, or other people don't treat them like they're black. Like, they don't have that connection with us because they didn't grow up in the struggle. They didn't grow up in a situation where, you know, they weren't treated, you know, because of the situation that they grew up in. So, and some of them are having a difficult time as an adult. You understand what I'm saying? Because they can't connect with people that look like them. So I understand exactly what James S is saying, and I'm not disagreeing with him. But at the same time, Emily M has a great point. James S says, I wasn't talking about any kid. I say, as a person of color, don't matter you're a piece of shit or a good person. I say, as a person, color, yeah, 100%. It don't matter what color you are. You could be a piece of shit or a good person. That's a fact. DSTN said they need the black experience from the black father that can relate. I think in most cases you just need to have somebody around. It don't even have to be a father or father figure, but somebody around that they trust, that they can have those conversations with. Just period. You know what I'm saying? Or, you know, it's different. People treat kids different when you see a little black kid walking around with a white mother, or a mixed kid and the kid's black and you can tell that the father's black and the mother's white, or vice versa, a white father, and you can tell the kids mixed, and they get treated differently. They don't get treated like the black kid walking with the black mother or the black kid walking with the black father. They get treated differently. Shanar says, anybody ever have a chance to visit the Valley of the Kings and see the hieroglyphics of Alexander the Great on his knees worshiping the original man? Bomb. Let's go. Eric Vasquez says, Jack, Kodak Black is begging Trump to release him from prison because of his treatment he's receiving from a correction facility. Do you think Trump? No, Trump isn't going to do it. As a human being or for black votes, no, Trump isn't going to do that. First of all, Kodak Black should not be released because he's complaining about his treatment, because he's basically probably getting the same bad treatment all the other prisoners is getting. So if we take Kodak Black out of jail, don't we also got to release the other prisoners that have the same bad experiences? And we do know this is prison, right? So we as individuals know that prisoners have rights, but we as a collective usually think that individuals that, us as a collective know that prisoners have rights, but us as individuals, sometimes we think, well, you put yourself in that situation. You understand what I'm saying? Even though there are a lot of people who are in jail who are innocent. We think, you put yourself, you're in jail, you shouldn't be living good, you should have punishment. When in reality, being in jail by itself is punishment. Prison is not meant to be comfortable. Also, some of the things that Kodak Black was initially complaining about are literally complaints that all prisoners have. So let's solve the problem. Solving the problem isn't letting Kodak Black free. Solving the problem is solving the problem. Just make it so that these things aren't happening. We need more oversight in the prisons, and I think that that's what Kodak Black should be shooting for, more than saying just let me go and let me free. Because while Kodak Black is saying just let me out, let me free, it sounds more like he's complaining and whining. But if he says, look, there's a thing going on in the prisons and we need to change this shit, I got my lawyers on it, now that sounds like he's trying to elicit change, and that's going to get just a totally different response from me, at least. Eric Vasquez says, I had several mixed friends as a kid. They caught it bad from both sides. I don't know where kids get that from, to treat others wrong because of their race. I guess it's how they were raised. Once again, I'm fortunate. I came from the Bronx. If you was a mixed kid, nobody made fun of you because you was mixed. If your father was Puerto Rican and your mother was black, it was just like the next door neighbor and the next door neighbor and the next door neighbor and the next door. I ain't had no next door neighbors, but it was just like most of the people in our community is the point which I'm trying to make. All I could say is that when you're raised in a place like that, it's totally different than when you're raised in a place where they have a finite, where there's only one demographic or two demographics of people. It's just different. You understand what I'm saying? I don't know. My daughter's mixed, and not for nothing, I'm pretty sure she doesn't live in New York City with me. She lives with her mother, and I'm pretty sure she goes through it. You understand what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure she goes through it. I'm pretty sure. She's a strong woman. She's gonna be alright, but I'm pretty sure she goes through it. But you also gotta understand, like, our whole race is crazy. We kill people over misunderstandings. Not because the person did anything to us. Think about that for a minute. In our communities, we kill people over misunderstandings. Not because the person did something to us. Not because the person even really disrespected us, even though that's not even worth a reason to kill somebody. We kill people over, I don't like him. Literally, in our community, that's what we kill people over. We need to change that. And I'm not talking about black on black crime. I'm talking about crime specifically, just so we can be clear. And it's a shame that I have to keep saying that. Because if I don't say that, somebody's going to say, Jack talking about black on black crime. No, I'm talking about crime specifically. No one of any race should just be killing somebody because you disagree with them or you dislike them, or they hurt your feelings. My fault. I'm kind of going through IG right now, and there's like a ton of chicks showing up. I don't know if she's ever been treated wrong for being mixed. I wouldn't be surprised because she lives in a place that's predominantly Caucasian. That's not a problem that you have with colored people. Like, no black kid, at least the black kids I grew up with. Okay, so if you're a mixed boy, you might get a little bit of shit. But if you're a mixed girl, the black kids I grew up with didn't make you was usually looked at like you was super attractive. You was something that we didn't see much of. You understand what I'm saying? He was a cutie. 9 times out of wow. 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 Okay, I'm not gonna keep looking at that. I can't even show y'all what I just saw. That shit might get me demonetized. I might play this. I might show y'all this. I might pull this up. My sound speaking on the AG, the Kentucky AG, talking about celebrities and influencers don't understand the facts. The damn AG, Attorney General, is lying. So that's why he's trying to say people don't know the facts. Like they're actively lying. You understand this, right? Like they're saying that was one of the things that they tried to say that Breonna Taylor was involved in drugs. She wasn't. So they tried to get the guy to lie. He said he's not gonna lie. So you understand what I'm saying? So there's a whole big smear campaign. Do not be a part of that smear campaign. This is not when some funny shit happens to Joe Budden, so we make jokes. This is not that. Somebody died here. Also, if I don't want to keep talking about it because I don't want to bring talk it up. But hey, if I ever disappear and go on, I want y'all to go back to all of my videos and leave frost at periodically. So y'all could let that, because y'all go back and watch my old videos. That means that y'all gonna be helping my daughter. So periodically, if something happened to me, I want y'all to go back and watch my old videos. So y'all be helping my daughter. You understand what I'm saying? If something ever happened. Nah, because I don't want to entertain that. Bringing something up, I don't want to entertain that. You understand what I'm saying? Like, y'all do know that that's what the enemy wants us to do. The enemy wants us to stand around and talk about how Breonna Taylor possibly was a criminal. I don't want to entertain it, other than say it's not true. 2 seconds and keep it pushing. Stop helping the enemy. Well, the feds are being ran by Trump, so there's no telling what the feds are going to do. Well, they don't run Trump, but I mean, Trump isn't ran by them. There's no telling what the feds are going to do. Yeah, it's clear today. The fucking camera is clear as shit today. This shit is dope. I don't know what to tell you. I don't even know how I did this. It just happened. Oh, what up, Frida Billy? There's literally people waiting outside of my hotel scheming on me. I ain't lying. I'm dead serious. Shout out to them, though. I wonder if they're going to be successful. I don't know if I'm rooting against them, to be honest with you. Keep it a whole stack. Just trying to raise the chair. I don't know if I'm rooting against them, to be honest with you. I don't know. Maybe they on to something. I can't keep living here. Maybe they on to something. No, it was a no-knock warrant. They've even admitted that it was a no-knock warrant, but the police officers were told to knock. Once again, I'm not. Why did I say I'm not going to entertain something? And the first thing Eric Vasquez says is for me to call somebody to entertain it. I'm going to repeat that. I say, yo, I don't really want to entertain this thing. And then the first thing Eric Vasquez tells me to do is call up a whole nother platform to entertain it. Come on, man. You niggas serious? Oh, no. I mean, it's not cheap, but the biggest issue is not how expensive it is at this point. The biggest issue is if somebody going to try to clap me when I walk out the building. I don't look, man. I tell you what, SUBCRIBE, hit my DMs. I'll explain what's going on. Other than that, I mean, I don't even care. Sometimes you just go through so much hard shit that you just like, when this shit gonna be over? I'm getting too old for this shit, man. I ain't even gonna lie to you. Sometimes you just, shit is just bad so consistently that you just like, you know what? Whatever happened, happened, man. I don't even care. Do what you gotta do. I'm there right now. I ain't gonna lie to you, man. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm gonna get off live though, because yeah, I'm gonna get off live. Yo, look, I love y'all. Everybody enjoy your life. Try to do best you can in life. Let's go over the drops real quick. Not matter of fact, I don't. Nah, I'm not. Don't even hit my DMs. Whatever happened, happened, man. I don't even care. Like I honest to God, I don't care. Who else? Let's see. Let's call out the drops real quick. Shout out to James Belcher with the $4.99 drop. Shout out to Foot and Ass Entertainment with the $5.01 drop. Shout out to Foot and Ass Entertainment with the $10 drop. Shout out to James Belcher with the $14.99 drop. And shout out to Roach with the $5 drop. Definitely appreciate you guys. I'm gonna let y'all go. We're gonna try to push some videos out today. Obviously, we got content to go at. I didn't tell no one where I'm staying at. You think that people don't recognize who I am when I walk in the building? Don't pray for me, man. Pray for somebody else. Like, I'm fine. let's any kind of well wishes or positivity that you want to give, go give it to somebody fighting cancer. Go give it to somebody that's really going through something. Go give it to somebody who's out there stuck on the streets that got a drug problem and they don't know where they're gonna get their next meal. Go give your prayers to them. I appreciate you though. Thank you, but give your prayers to them. They way at more of a need than I am. You understand what I'm saying? Like, at the end of the day, if I don't got nothing else, I got y'all, right? So there's some people that don't even got y'all. So let's shoot our prayers out to the people that don't got nothing. Let's do that. All right. Whatever's gonna happen is gonna happen. Whatever's gonna happen is gonna happen. I don't really care at this point, to be honest with you. With all that being said, okay, so now this is the screen is stuck like this. Why is the screen stuck like this? Text manager. Okay, so how do I make this shit small? This is retarded. Why would they just do this to me? Switch to minimize. What the fuck? Nah, the whole shit cut off. The whole shit cut off. I don't know what that was. Now when I bring this screen up right here, this shit is way too big. I can't even I can't fucking. Hold on 1 second. Anyway, we're getting up out of here. I'm gonna let y'all go. I don't know what's going on with this shit. Bring to front, minimize, maximize, switch to what the fuck? It's already in the front. What the fuck? Somebody did this. What the fuck? Why this shit is on my whole screen? This shit is on my whole screen. So I'm just gonna minimize this. I can't even use this no more. I don't know what the fuck. This shit is crazy. I don't know. My whole jump off, it won't even let me. I can't even pull up my screen. This shit is crazy. So I can't see nothing. So I'm just gonna have to do it like this. Yeah, look. Shannon knows where I'm staying. There's a couple of people. There's like at least 5 people that know where I'm staying. I ain't even gonna out dude name. There's like a couple of people that know where I'm staying. So if something happened to me, don't worry. Y'all be able to. There's a couple of people that know where I'm staying. With that being said, yo, look. Just go out there and do some positivity out in the world, man. Just try. Just try. If you can't, try. See what happens. I should be the least of anybody's concern, man. There's way more important things to think about out there, alright? So I should be the least of everybody's concern. Also, I'm expecting to get an invite. RSVP'd. I'm expecting to get an invite to a album release party tonight. So we might be at an album release party tonight. Well, I mean, I'm more upset over this Breonna Taylor thing over than anything happening with me. What the fuck? I'm way more upset over this Breonna Taylor situation, not for nothing. I'm way upset over that. So, yeah. So, don't worry about me. Whatever's gonna happen, I got God with me. Alright? I'm not concerned. You don't be concerned. With all that being said, I definitely appreciate all of you guys supporting the channel. Always we can just hit up the fucking GoFundMe so I could get the funds so I could fucking move out of here and move to an actual apartment. So if you're really trying to help, to be honest with you, you could just go hit up the GoFundMe. I mean, that's it. That's all I can say. The only way to alleviate the problem and the issue that I have right now is for me to come up with a quick $2,000-$3,000. So I need y'all to go to that GoFundMe. I need y'all to hit the GoFundMe so I can fucking go get an apartment and I don't have to be in this hotel room, because going back to where I came from, that's not an option. I'd rather die. That's hand of God. With that being said, look, I love y'all. Just go out there, try to do the best you can. We're all gonna fall short because that's part of the plan. We're all meant to fall short. None of us is not. All of us are meant to fall short. Do not allow that to go over your head. With that being said, like, comment, subscribe, join the notification gang. Hashtag Bronx Bombers. Let's get it. I love y'all. Take care of each other. Hug the kids for me. I haven't forgotten about you. And that's all I got on this one. I'm out.